Over the past few years, the cybersecurity mission of the Department of Homeland Security has undergone an unprecedented expansion in funding and a change in organizational structure. Today, I look forward to hearing the testimony from some of the officials responsible for implementing these expanded programs and activities and overseeing the change in organizational structure and culture. I also look forward to hearing about how these changes will assist DHS in its efforts to become, in perception and reality, the civilian lead for cybersecurity in the federal sector. Though once in doubt, it now appears that DHS is bringing together the necessary elements to solidify its leadership role. In support of these efforts, last month, Chairman McCall and I sponsored an amendment to cyber information sharing legislation, CISPA, that would establish a center within DHS as the federal hub for information sharing. I hope this amendment sent a clear signal that any cybersecurity legislation passed by Congress during this session should have a strong role for DHS as a federal leader in areas where government and the private sector must work together to prevent cyber attacks and mitigate their impacts. Today, I want to hear more about DHS's human capital resources. It is my understanding that DHS, like all federal agencies, is suffering from a shortage of cyber personnel. As DHS works to ensure its role as a federal lead for domestic cybersecurity, we cannot ignore our nation's ability to prepare for, respond to, and recover from advanced cyber threats in a forward-looking endeavor that cannot succeed without sufficient qualified personnel. We cannot rely on other countries to develop our cyber workforce. While we cannot predict what cyber threats may occur, we can certainly be prepared and be ready. Be prepared and be ready is a philosophy DHS encourages the public to adopt for natural disasters. Yet, when the oncoming disaster may be a man-made cyber threat, the department seems to have adopted a let tomorrow take care of itself philosophy. Surely, this is not acceptable. DHS must adopt a preparedness philosophy in all aspects of its work. In the world of cyber threats, a part of preparation must be capacity-building programs that include education, outreach, and awareness initiatives. This year, as hundreds of millions of dollars are poured into Einstein and continuous diagnostic programs, the administration's budget requests slash funding for National Initiative for Cybersecurity Education by $4.8 million, cutting the program by 1/3. These cuts will delay efforts to provide cyber outreach and education to 1.7 million high school students. We cannot continue to complain about the lack of skilled cybersecurity professionals in the American workforce if we are willing to allow DHS to cut the funding it uses to develop the cyber workforce. Again, let me say, we cannot rely on other countries to develop our cyber workforce. Mr. Chairman, I look forward to hearing from the witnesses and hope that we can work together to restore this funding and ensure that DHS is properly building a defense-in-depth strategy to protect the nation far into the future. I yield back.